Good morning. In 1868, an author by the name of Bret Harte wrote a short story entitled The Luck of Roaring Camp. The story was set in the California mining town named Roaring Camp. It was a town that, as you might imagine, was filled with raucous, fighting, rough and gruff miners, and only one woman by the name of Cherokee Sal, who made her living in the only way she knew how. And as it turns out, Cherokee Sal became pregnant. No one really knew who the father was, but as time went on, the men kind of grouped together to try to take care of her during her pregnancy. And then the baby was born. And only a few hours after the birth of the baby, Cherokee Sal died. So now here's this town full of men only, rough, mining men, who had a baby to take care of. They held a meeting and decided they didn't want to give the baby away. After all, one of them was responsible. And so they decided they would group together to take care of it. They went to Sacramento and they bought a rosewood cradle because they had nothing suitable to keep it in. They bought some silk bedding. They went to Cherokee Sal's room and they cleaned the floors and washed the windows, put up curtains, and tried to make an area that would be suitable for a little baby. They took turns caring for it. Finally, one of the miners, Stumpy, took full responsibility on a day-to-day basis. They decided some changes had to be made in the camp. They could no longer be drinking and carousing and fighting at night. The baby needed sleep. So they made some rules that they would have a curfew, that they would behave themselves. They realized that when they came in to see the baby, they were dirty and rough and smelly, and they knew that wasn't acceptable. So they started shaving. They made rules that they had to wear clean clothes if they were going to be with the baby. They took the baby with them to the mining camp, and they realized it was an ugly, terrible place. So they started planting some flowers and put a little garden in where the baby could rest during the day. And they took turns taking care of the baby throughout the day as they were doing their mining duties. The whole society was transformed because of the birth of this baby. They decided to name the baby Luck, Tommy Luck, because they noticed that not only had they changed, but their fortunes began to change. They were finding more gold. They seemed to be more prosperous than they were before. And now, with this baby as their central sense of purpose, life seemed to take on new meaning. Everything was progressing well until the winter of 1851, when the floods ran through the valleys of California. Stumpy's cabin, where this baby was being kept, was washed away in the floods. It was 2 days later before they found Stumpy's body, and then they found one of the other miners cradling the now dead Tommy Luck. Their fortunes had been reversed, but they looked around and realized that they had been changed forever because of the birth of this child. We have just finished the most fun season of the whole year, the Christmas season, where we all take a few moments, maybe even a few weeks, to remember the birth of Jesus. But as this new week comes to bear, we start to put away the trees, the ornaments, the gifts. We move on with our lives. And sometimes we also pack away that story of the birth of this baby who transformed the world. This week, I want to ask you to keep that story alive. Look around at how that baby has transformed your life, the lives of those around you, how it has given you purpose, how he has given you hope, how he has given you a reason for living not only in this life, but in the life to come. As we get ready to turn the corner into a new year, let's remember the true reason for the season and keep the story of baby Jesus alive. Have a great week.